So our story today is called The Young Hero and the Horrible Giant. God's people had some scary enemies, but the Philistines were the scariest of them all. And now the Philistines had come to fight them. The Philistines had a secret weapon called Goliath. Do you know what Goliath is? Okay, we're about to find out. Goliath was a terrifying soldier, and worst of all, a giant. Do you know what a giant is? Yeah, the giant is a big, tall man. A giant so strong and so tall and so scary that no one had ever been able to fight him and live to tell the tale. So there they were, the Philistines standing on top of one hill, God's people standing on top of the other. Every day, Goliath came out and shouted, "Send your best soldier to fight me. If he wins, we will be your slave. But if I win, you will be our slaves." No one spoke. No one moved. Would you have been scared to fight Goliath? Yeah, I think I would have been too. "Chickens," Goliath bellowed. "Your God can't save you. I'll rip your heads off and have you on toast." His beady, greedy eyes glowered at them hungrily from his horrible helmet, as if at any minute he really might just gobble them all up. And he laughed his terrible laugh. Ha 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 ha, it boomed, echoing horribly around and around the dry, dry valley. Well, Goliath might just as well been a green, slimy monster with 3 heads, because God's people froze with fear. Their eyes glazed over, and they turned deathly pale. They knew if someone didn't do something quick, if someone didn't save them, but God would do something. He would send someone to save them. Now, you remember that David was the youngest son of Jesse? Well, his brothers were soldiers in the army. One day, when David brought his brothers their lunches, he saw Goliath, and he saw how scared everyone was. "Don't be afraid," David said. "I'll fight him for you." "You're only a little shepherd boy," the king said, "and Goliath is a great soldier. How will you fight him?" "God will help me," David said. So the king gave David his royal armor to wear, but it was too heavy and too big, and David couldn't even walk. "I won't need this," David said. Do you think you would have needed a lot of armor to fight Goliath? Yeah, me too. But David said that he didn't need any of it. Instead, David picked out 5 smooth stones from the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Took his slingshot and walked towards Goliath. Step, step, step. Goliath walked towards David. Thud, thud, thud. Goliath peered down at the small boy. "I'm little," David shouted out to him, "but God is great." Goliath laughed an even terribler laugh than before. Ha 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 ha, it went. Can you do an evil laugh? Let me hear it. With just one swing of his giant sword, Goliath could finish the boy off. But Goliath kept going. It isn't how strong you are, or how many swords or spears you have, that will save you. It is God who saves you. This is God's battle, and God always wins his battles. David put a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it go. The little stone flew, whiz, like a bullet through the air, and struck Goliath, thud, right between the eyes. Goliath stopped laughing. What do you think happened to Goliath? He stumbled and staggered and crash, fell dead. When the Philistines saw Goliath was dead, they ran away, and when God's people saw them running away, they cheered. God had saved his people. David was a hero. Many years later, God would send his people another young hero to fight for them and to save them. But this hero would fight the greatest battle the world has ever known. Who do you think this story is talking about? Yeah, it's talking about Jesus, of course. Okay, so now we're going to get into our craft. So today we are going to make our own slingshot. And no, it's not a real slingshot, but it's just one on a piece of paper. Okay, to start with, you need 1 piece of construction paper. It doesn't matter what color, but I chose blue. And then you're going to need to take 3 popsicle sticks and then glue them onto your paper in the shape of a Y. Okay, now that you have your popsicle sticks in the shape of a Y, then you're going to take a pipe cleaner, preferably black, and you're just going to tape it or glue it across the top right here to form your slingshot. Okay, now that I have mine taped on there, then I'm going to take a piece of brown construction paper and I'm going to cut 5 holes into it and then place them down at the bottom down here. Okay, now that I have my 5 stones at the bottom, then I just wrote at the top David and Goliath, and then you can keep drawing on it and coloring it, just whatever you want to do. But this was our craft, so thanks for watching.